The Pope and Young Club wants to welcome you as we rally together to ensure our bow hunting opportunities for today and tomorrow. You've come to the podcast that believes in preserving, protecting, and promoting the passion for bow hunting. Join us as we strive to be the voice of today's bow hunter. This is the Pope and Young Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pope and Young Podcast. Jason Roundsville here, joined as always by my co-host Dylan Ray. And we have with us, straight from the Mountain Archery Festivals, we have the Math Man, Brandon. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm the Math Man.
The Math Man.
It's like short for Muffin Man.
Something, but it sounds way cooler.
I like it too. Thank you very much.
It's the Math Man. We need to have a shirt made up for him on that.
The Math Man.
Yeah, we were just talking a second ago, and I was busting your chops because you didn't have a Pope and Young hat on, and then bam, off comes a sweatshirt. And you're wearing a Pope and Young T-shirt. You gotta love that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I even put it on. I wore it because it matched. The blue and my gray pants matched. That's how it got out the door today.
You know, because you strike me as someone who, you know, your ensemble is very critical. You know,
I have a thing. There's no doubt that if my shirt and my pants don't color right, it gets in my brain.
It does.
And all day long, I think I'm mismatched socks all day.
Okay, so. And you're like, so you walk into the Home Depot, and you're like, they're judging me.
Pretty much. I'm always thinking people are looking at my shoes. Did you ever look at people's shoes and size them up by their shoes?
No.
No?
No.
It must be a Colorado thing.
You know, some things.
No, it's an Eastern thing. My daddy told me a long time ago, you can tell by a man what he wears on his feet, kind of like the class he's in, right? You know, the level of class or stature he could have is based on the shoes he wears.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
All right. I was curious. So
see, I'm the complete opposite. I'm the type of guy that like gets out and about, and my wife looks at me and she's like, "Did you not even think about what you're wearing?" And I'm like, no, I didn't.
Well, I got it. No, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna scoot back. I'm like, all right, man, talk to me. Tell me what
Are those ostrich?
You, my friend, are the higher middle class.
Are those ostrich, Jason?
Ostrich boots, yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Gosh,
there's some ostrich there, boy.
I didn't know I was gonna get to. You know, normally I don't plan my wardrobe around a podcast. Maybe I'll change. You know, make sure I got a fresh shirt or something. But
oh Lord, what have I started?
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up. That's the first thing from now on. It's the first thing I'm gonna do every time I see you is walk up, give you a hug, and then say, "What shoes you got on, brother?"
You're gonna see me wearing shorts. You're gonna see me wearing shorts and a t-shirt, but like the nicest shoes I've got.
Yeah. So your dress flip.
I'm
yeah, I'll wear my dress Crocs for you, Brandon.
I'll tell you, I don't have any ostrich in my lineup. Let's just leave it at that.
You know, it's something. I didn't have the right jeans for a while, and I've got, you know, the right jeans now. So I just brought the ostrich boots kind of back into the lineup. So.
Yep.
What do Crocs tell you about a guy, Brandon? What do Crocs tell you?
Comfort, built for comfort.
He's just comfortable today.
Yeah,
you know, he's riding in his own skin today for sure.
I'm comfortable 9 days out of 10 then, because that's about all I wear.
Yeah, see the Croc guys, they're comfortable and they just don't care. They're like, I don't care what I look like that I'm wearing these on my feet.
I like Crocs. Crocs just don't. My back and my knees don't like Crocs. I mean, like I can wear them, you know, a little bit intermittently, but like if I plan to spend the day in them, not a good idea.
You know what? You know what's funny is years ago my kid was like embarrassed when I'd wear Crocs. Now Crocs are like in, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Dad, you got 4 pairs of Crocs? You're so cool, Dad." And I'm like, "You used to make fun of me."
Somebody when Crocs are your dress shoes, know you're originally from Arkansas.
Oh, 100%. But hey, I really will say this though. Strapped to a backpack when you're in the mountain, super useful, dude. Because like when you get down for dinner and stuff or crossing a creek, man, Crocs in the backcountry are super. They weigh they weigh next to nothing.
Nothing.
Strap them to your backpack, dude. They're awesome.
I agree 100%. I mean, now I buy Crocs with the straps on the back because me and my family have decided that Crocs with straps on the back that are adjustable are 4-wheel drive.
100%.
Yes.
Okay. So now I take my 4-wheel drive Crocs with me into the woods.
Yep.
But I won't take my 2-wheel drives with me. They float away in the river. I learned that the hard way.
Gotcha. Now, do they get slick when they're wet? I've never worn Crocs. I almost hate to say it, but like in between.
What size do you wear?
But 13.
I will bring you a pair of Crocs.
All right. Yeah, because they look comfortable.
Those are big enough. You can just walk across water, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just float across. You know, you just
get
climb
a run at it.
Yeah.
Get a little run.
Climb up on it like an air mattress. Just roll. So that's I had
the visual.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, years ago I had some flip-flops and I was boating, and if those things got wet at all, it was worse than ice. I mean, you couldn't stay in them, and oh my gosh. So are Crocs like that? Are they pretty sick, or they got a little traction there when it's wet?
It depends on the river, personally. Okay. I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think if it's just wet, they've got grip inside of them, like to where they're not bad. But if there's any mud in it, yeah, it's horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, they're so.
Mossy rocks aren't real great. That's for anything, even good EPDM rubber boots. You hit the right mossy rock and you're on your ass. It don't matter.
No, I mean as far as your foot, like your foot sliding on the shoe.
The foot inside. Oh yeah. No. Now that's hence the 4-wheel drive straps.
Yes. Sir. No, I got it. I'm just those other ones. No, they were slick on your foot. Like your foot could not stay on the flip flop.
Stay in them. I see.
This is the most excited I've been about a Pope and Young podcast in like 40 episodes.
About the Crocs.
I'm not gonna tell Chuck Adams you said that.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah. But he didn't talk Crocs though.
He did not. That's true. We'll have to ask him. Shoot him a text, see if he wears Crocs.
No.
Anyway, well, hey man, we've got, speaking of archery and bow hunting, we have probably, I'm trying to think if there's a more prime way to prep for, especially for Western hunting and some of the stuff we do, than a mountain archery festival. I mean, you've got it all. You want to shoot 20 yards? You got it. You want to shoot 70 yards? You got it. You want to shoot a steep angle? You got it. Low. I mean, you've got the whole gamut. So when people are looking, everybody's getting off the couch and getting out and getting ready in shape for hunting, man, this is the way to do it. So, I mean, I've been there. Dylan's been there. We love them. But Brandon, give us the elevator spiel for somebody who has not been to a mountain archery festival. And festival is a good term, by the way,
because it's
if they haven't been to the festival and they don't even know what they're missing out on, tell them about the Mountain Archery Fest.
Well, Mountain Archery Fest is a collection of great minds, great people, and a great vision. And Mountain Archery Fest is put together the most complete archery shoot in the 3D archery shoot in the USA. And, how we've done that is we've encapsulated every opportunity for archers to come and grow in the sport, no matter why they're in it. Whether you're new to it or old in it and you're extremely advanced, we have a course for you. We have opportunities for you to grow in the sport. Even if you've never shot before, you can walk into Mountain Archery Fest, walk up to Epic Archery Line, and you can learn how to shoot. There's not many places I don't know of many shoots where they take you can take you all the way from the beginning, all the way to the end, bring you into the sport, teach you about the sport of archery, teach you about conservation, teach you about sportsmanship, teach you about shooting animals 3D style, teach you about everything you need to know to be in the backcountry. I mean, between our seminars that we have, the Pope and Young Wild Game Dinner, the money we raise through cornhole, having a good time, and then of course full draw film night. I mean, we have everything you'd want in one location. But what really rounds it out is the people who come. They're what make us the most complete archery event in the USA. And I tell you, even if you don't come to shoot and you want to hang out, you want to come and learn, but it is the perfect place to hone your craft on a 3D level, to the maximus, right? And there's really no better way to prepare than 3D, in my opinion. And one thing that stands out with what we have at Mountain Archery Fest is obviously the Pope and Young course. I mean, you're getting to look at replicated antlers and horns of mature animals that hold the world record by Pope and Young, taken by a bow. There's no better place to look at an animal that has that maturity, and it's in the open for you to shoot at, and you get to see the sun and the angles and the shadows and the creases in the animal, and all while you're seeing this representation of this amazing animal. Practice doesn't get any more real.
Yeah,
Period.
no, I'll tell you what, I've been shooting 3D courses for a long time, like for 30 some years. And
right.
that world record course, man, you get up on the mountain and you see this and you're like, wow. And then you get to the next animal, you see the whitetail and you're like, wow. And then you go to the next one, you see the mule deer and you're like, wow. And then you see the elk and you're like, wow. And then you go back down to base camp, and then Steve Felix, the guy that actually shot that elk, just came off the course, and you get to talk to him and you say, wow. And, then all of a sudden you're riding around on a Baku bike in the little trail area, and you run into Dave, who owns Baku, and you're like, wow. I mean, it's just a neat experience. I mean, everything there. And, haven't done shoots for a long time, that there's just, I'm sure there's other things similar to this, but I don't know where else you can get some of these experiences.
Well, and I have no need to toot Brandon's horn to Brandon, but I tell everybody, I'm like, I've been to all the other shoots, and there's not a shoot in this world that brings you, and Brandon said it himself, the people that come are what makes it what it is. There's not a shoot in this country that feels like, when you walk into Mountain Archery Fest, it's like a family. I mean, it's legit. Like, man, this is a group of people I want to be a part of.
That's because half of them are Brandon's family. It's because his family's huge, man.
His 97 kids running around.
There's 26 children running around. It's and it's good. What kind of similar? You guys tailor to the families too, which 100%. Is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how could I not? I mean, I'm a family guy. I love kids. I love watching children grow in the sport. I mean, I love watching anybody grow in the sport, let's be honest. But obviously the kids have a special place in all of our hearts. And, and giving them opportunity to grow as young people, and giving them the ability to see other people at the shoot that they look up to, hunters or competitive shooters or conservationists or people who are running, big organizations like yourself, Jason. And, it's like, it gives them an opportunity to see how the stewardship of the land and conservation and hunting all comes together. We have a great unity at MAF, where we're all really for each other, for the sport, and for each other's growth. We have real, true intentions of watching our family, our MAF family, our extended families grow as humans. And if this is where they want to be and grow, then, man, we want to be that spot. We want MAF to be that place where you can come and feel and be a part of all that, and be comfortable when you walk up, and be engaged. And it takes a special, we have a special thing, and it's not for everybody, and it's not for every business, and it's not for every organization. But I can tell you that it's good for 98% of them.
Yeah.
Really, and the 2% are the ones that feel that it won't work.
Yeah.
So,
and it's, you look at it, and I've had a lot of conversations about different things, and you're one of those guys, you get excited and totally gung-ho, and it's infectious. When you're around that, it's hard not to get excited about things and what's coming up, and there's so even you and I have talked, and you're like, well, we had somebody that came on that wanted to title sponsor, and you're like, just wasn't a good fit. So we're going to go a different way. And not everybody could do that. Now, a lot of people would see those dollar signs and they're like, oh, well, we'll change it to accommodate the money. And you have stayed true to your vision for this event. And I mean, we're thrilled to be partnering with you again for, another year. So it's exciting. And you've always taken great care of Pope and Young. You're a Pope and Young guy at heart. It shows through. And so we appreciate the partnership. We're excited to be there. We're going to be at all 5 this year.
I know, man. That's something that, our listeners, your listeners, everybody needs to know is, the presence that you guys are bringing to our event continues to grow year after year. And in the popularity of wanting to be a part of the Pope and Young dinner, or where we used to have the pint night and different things, is just growing and growing. And it's, the relationship is fantastic. And, and I just stay true to form on the Pope and Young deal. I'm a big advocate. I'm a big supporter. Obviously, the course speaks for itself. I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I can't wait to build another one. And it's just, it's so awesome to see how special this event's becoming. And, and now we've expanded ourselves a little bit more even this year with the track action mobility course. That's a huge thing for us. I never seem to kind of kick back each year and ride the wave from last year. I'm like, we're paddling out a little further, boys and girls. We're going to grab another one, and I love where this is coming from, the track action course, something that's been on my heart. I've been long admired people that can do what I do with less, physically, and that is awesome. And so I wanted to kind of have an opportunity to give back to that. And until Brock Carter from Track Action rolled up to me in his wheelchair and said, hey, you want to build a course for people like me? And I was like, are you the guy to help me build a course for people like you, if that's how we want to put it? And I'm like, and he's like, yep, I'm your guy. And, and it's just, I've been blessed, time and time again with amazing people around me. I could say I'm the math man, but I tell you, man, if it wasn't for, Pope and Young's interest in supporting what we're doing, and Brock's interest in track action and creating something that people don't have anywhere else in archery for adaptive needs, and, just really turn it up, man. It's like, we're really just trying to look into places where we can continue to feed our families and the members of Pope and Young and other conservationists and, other ways, and just trying to keep them engaged and give them something fresh to work with, and come have fun. And I tell you, it's been a journey these last 4 years, Jason, and and we're just getting started. Yeah. And it's super exciting.
It is. It really is. And it's, even for me, I see, where you were a few years ago, compared to now. And, every year it just ratchets up another 2 notches. And last year was good. And now it's ratcheted up another 2 notches. And it's kind of exciting to see. I can't wait to get there, see the folks that I've seen, the last few years, and then see all the new stuff. It's kind of fun. It's exciting.
You mentioned seminars. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Let's hear about that. Go ahead.
What kind of seminars we got going?
Man, we've got an initial ascent backpack seminar that'll be really cool. It's kind of an unpacking and some cool ideas, things to think about. Some great tips and tactics there. Then we've got wilderness physical therapy coming in also to talk to us about ways we can help ourselves. We're just always cutting ourselves short, our diet, our sleep, our different stuff. And there's just some good key things that he can pass along that will really help all of us in the backcountry, or really, honestly, day to day. Let's just be frank about it, right? And then from there we have an elk calling seminar, which is true to be a pleaser. we've got a great group of guys at each event ready to help show you how to be a better elk caller, and help you understand some different scenarios and different things like that. Elk Bros and their blue collar elk culling course that they have is amazing. Getting to know Joe and his crew has been another blessing. That leads into our team elk calling comp on Saturday nights as well. I should throw that in there. I mean, this is going to be a great fun team elk calling comp, because it's not just you got a partner, and they have a certain responsibility in the sequence. And so that's really going to be a good time. And then last but not least, we've got Dan with Arrow Junkie. He's going to be doing arrow building seminars, showing you the tools you need, some cool tips and tricks there too, to help you kind of own another piece of your equipment, doing it yourself. And so, and we may add a couple more. There's a couple hours there worth of seminars, which would be a lot of fun, a good time, lots of Q&A opportunity in there. So those start about 2:00 in the afternoon. So, if you shot the morning, you could relax in the afternoon, get some seminars in, get into some of the afternoon activities that we'll have on hand. Well, something we lost with Train to Hunt a little bit back. This is actually, like a Train to Hunt shirt from back in the day that we did in, which one was this? Was this in, this was,
I think that was in 20.
Yeah, it was when we were at the old train station. Where was that? Kansas City, right? No.
I'm not sure. It's been a while.
Yeah, no, it's been a hot minute, I guess.
Yeah.
Jeez. But something that's kind of come back into play this year is Phil Mendoza's bringing the Alpha Bow Hunting Challenge to us this year and traveling with us to they're going to be at each one except for Wyoming. No, Montana. Because then the 2 weeks after our Wyoming, they actually have their championships back at No Limits Archery in Denver, Colorado. So, sorry, dropped you. But that'll be a good time too, because that'll allow us to go out and get a little physical stuff going on too. And that's important to me, that people get out and get doing stuff and get active a little bit. I mean, you don't have to be like a hunter athlete to go hunt. I mean, Jason, you're a prime example of being, floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee. And look at the wall behind you. I mean, I'll tell you, a guy that was in my age bracket until I rolled over an age bracket this year. We don't need to talk about that really, but the other age bracket I was in, I had a true contender in that was at Alpha Bow Hunting, and he's a big guy, and he's fast. You don't see James coming, and so you might get to meet him this summer. He is amazing. So anyway, a good time, head-to-head little competition there for you. Lots of fun. It's a walk-up deal. You can just show up and do it, and it'll be a good time. So, you guys, we're trying to give back as much as we can, and all of that stuff we talked about, like Dylan said, the seminars, they're all part of your ticket cost. If you've paid to be in to shoot, you can be in the elk calling comp. If you haven't, then pay $30, be in the elk calling comp. And if you want to you come to Full Draw Film Night, that's free. One of the things that you got to pay for, though, that we got to talk about is the 3-course wild game dinner, Pope and Young wild game dinner, right? This
Saturday night.
Dude, the menus that are coming in from some of the chefs are pretty amazing. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that. We've got some of them going up on our website, so you can check that out if you want to look at some of what you get the opportunity to eat. But this is a high-end dinner, high-end wild game dinner. This is, some great chefs doing their very best to present this meat, this protein for us, and we're really excited about that. And and you guys can talk a little bit more about what the event looks like.
Yeah,
I gotta take that a little bit further though. Because when I hear wild game dinner, I'm thinking like venison nachos, and homeboy was pulling out like blueberry glazed duck breast and
We had
sous vide
blueberry
elk.
gastric.
Oh my gosh, dude! I was in heaven.
No,
It's it's the next
good
level.
stuff.
It's not home kitchen
It's
stuff.
5-star
This is
meals.
chef stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're excited about that. Once again, our partnership, you've been great to us. And you saved us Saturday nights this year. So we're gonna get in there and we're up in our game. We've had the pint nights and a couple of dinner events in the past, and we saw a need for us to say, hey, you know what, we're happy to do this, but this was not Pope and Young caliber, maybe in the past. It was fun and they were great. A lot of fun and people enjoyed them, but we have elevated our game. We've got some raffles, we got some silent auction stuff, and we're always going to have the message and kind of that's our mission to preserve, promote, and protect bow hunting. So we're going to be out there promoting that and getting folks on board to help us with that. But we're going to step up, and you're going to see a higher quality event from us on Saturday nights. So it starts with the food, and it'll continue all the way through. So
awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. It's going to be a great event. And that's you can buy those tickets online. They're a la carte. They're $75. So they're in addition to the other MAF ticket that you got for shooting and all that. So we only have two things that are a la carte, and that's a $75 dinner ticket for Pope and Young, which you got lots of chances to win great stuff.
Oh yeah.
Cool stuff to take away, and even big things you might be excited about. And then the cornhole on Friday night is also $20 a person, 2-man teams. And that's to raise money. Each location has its own local charity that we're raising money for. So, that's a really cool thing. We decided to get away from that national kind of deal, because when we got back to doing a lot of the numbers, we were raising good money, but the travel for these guys back and forth to our events and different things was eating into a lot of the income that we were creating. And so, finding something that's still in alignment with our values and our mission statement, and then finding them more in a local sense, just made a lot more made sense. Yeah,
you bet.
That word a lot in that sentence.
Yeah, Brandon, tell us, just so folks know, if you're in Kansas, we still got room for you, just not in Kansas. So tell us all the locations. I know we've got Utah, Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Utah. That's again. Right. So we leave in a couple weeks for our first Utah event at Soldier Hollow. They're just near Heber, Utah, and that's our first event, Memorial Weekend. And then from there, we actually come back home to Colorado, to Purgatory, and we'll have that event up at Purgatory, Colorado, and that's June 10th through the 12th. Then we go back into Utah, but we go back south. So we head back down to Eagle Point, which is just outside of Beaver, Utah, and that is the June 24th through the 26th. And then July 8th through the 10th, we're motoring up to Sheridan, just outside of Sheridan, Wyoming. Nice. Up in the top of the Bighorns. And that's going to be an interesting one. It's like that's up in nowhere, man. I mean, that's on the top of the Bighorn. There's no hotel right there. There's no cell service right there. This is a shoot where we're going to go back into the top of the Bighorns. We're going to have a great weekend of camping, a fantastic event. No one can tell us to turn the music down. No one can tell us that the movie night's going too long. We're up in the wilderness by ourselves with a blip of Wi-Fi and 150 targets on the side of a mountain, food to eat, everything you want. Okay, so it'll be a good time, man.
So we got foam everywhere. I kid you not. It's incredible.
I better start practicing more. 150 targets, that's a lot.
You and me both. You'll be tired if you shoot a whole weekend. A lot of foam. And that's the cool thing about MAF is that the way I run that mountain, the way I time it, you can get more than one course in a day.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So, but then we're going to leave the state of Wyoming. We're really happy about bringing that shoot to Wyoming, just so you know, because like Wyoming never gets its own thing. Everybody just skips Wyoming, and so we're psyched about that. And then from there, we head up near Kalispell, Montana, right next to Lakeside, the Blacktail Ski Resort, to finish our season. And we're really excited about that. Great Forest Service property up there that we're going on to. The management there is really excited to have us. When I went and skied that mountain, like, you can see forever up there off of that mountain until boom, you're at the lift. You know, it's like, it was so cool to ski. So I can't wait to go back and set that mountain and really see what we can make special up there. Both Wyoming and Montana and Soldier Hollow are new venues for us. We've been in the area up northern Montana when we were going to a different location, and of course we were at Snow Basin, close to that where we're going at Heber last year. But yeah, we're excited, man. And then we're looking at some good locations out in the south and the east. This is for next year. So we'll be moving that direction. We've got some work to do into February in Nashville, and then we're going to kind of work our way back from there and do a few events and end up back in Soldier Hollow Memorial Weekend. So we're hoping to add 2 or 3 more before this one next year.
I've got some places here in Kansas for you. 17 feet of elevation change. But the wheat does go up and down, so you could hide some targets in some wheat. It'd be pretty cool.
There you go. That's some angle shooting right there.
Yeah.
I like that.
17 feet.
Stand on milk.
Insane.
We stand on milk crates and get like 20 feet elevation.
Yeah. I literally, you'll get a kick out of this, Brandon. I got in trouble. I live just like a stone's throw from the dam here in town, and that's literally the only place you can go to get any sort of elevation to shoot on. And so I would drive my golf cart over with a target, and I would set the target halfway up the dam or shoot across the dam. And finally, the police caught me over there and told me I couldn't shoot at the dam anymore. I'm like, all right, sounds good. So I packed her on home. But
yeah, they're gonna give you a what do they call that? A terrorist ticket.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They I'll tell you guys, I've been looking at a place down in the Everglades. And it is the best the Everglades could offer, and that I can tell. And it's a really cool property, 2,000 acres down there. It does have some elevation, has crocs in the creek. I mean, it's everything you want out of the Everglades out there. And I don't know, it's half tempting. There's not a lot of elevation change, but there's a lot of room, and it's just kind of neat.
I went to a shoot in Oklahoma. And they, there wasn't a ton of elevation, but they made the best of it, and it was a cool shoot. And I was pleasantly pleased with it. Of course, there in eastern Oklahoma, you can get, quite a bit of elevation, but no, they made a good shoot out of it. And elevation's always fun, but especially in the thick woods, here in the east, you can make a whole lot trickier shots out of a whole lot less elevation.
Yeah, I can. I mean, the only thickness I know of the south is kind of the northwest. That's thick up there. When we went to set up there, it was a whole nother ball game. It's like, it's pretty neat. Our crew gets pushed all the time, and even when we're going to Soldier Hollow, we've got some interesting stuff we'll have to do. We found some great shots. We're gonna have to do some drilling. We're gonna have to do some horseback, packing in targets.
Really?
There's this company called Baku. Yeah. They make these bikes. They're pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty sweet. But I'm gonna tell you that there's a few places there that I wouldn't ride a bicycle on where I'm gonna take you. So there are some people that will. I know this. I live near a mountain biking community, but I will not partake in that activity on this course.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: we're kind of going out and. We're hitting some territory there on the property that's never been used. And we're excited about that. If we like what we produce this year, then, the ownership is extremely excited to help us put a 2-track in up there. So we're doing some experimenting this year at Soho. That's what we call it. Sorry, Soldier Hollow, Soho. That's its nickname, and short for Soldier Hollow. And it'll be a fun shoot. It's a hike out, hike in. That's our only one that doesn't have a lift. But the venue's very special. Everywhere we're going and that I've been trying to acquire has some special stuff to it as a venue. I'm trying to find uniqueness and the opportunity for something different. Soldier Hollow is going to be great. Hike in, hike out, but we're going to have a lot of the Olympic festivity stuff there. We got a whole Olympic village tied in with our village, which is going to be super cool. You're going to meet coaches, athletes. You're going to get to try winter sports. You're going to get to try to do you're going to get the opportunity to do some cool stuff. And so that is a great spot for us as a family event, and then we come back here to Purgatory. It's kind of the same gig, but then and Eagle's the same gig, but then we cruise. But Eagle's our big, Purgatory is my home. That's my backyard, so that one makes it special. That's its unique venues. It's right here. And then, obviously, Eagle, everything's above 10,000 feet. The whole event this year will be on the top of the mountain. We will not be utilizing the bottom lodge at all. Everything will be up top.
Wow.
And that is really cool because it's so high up there. If you come to Eagle, be prepared. It's a high elevation shoot, and that's what makes it super unique. And then, of course, Wyoming, top of the Bighorn. How cool is that? No cell service. Ditch your life and come enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
And then
Eagle
Montana.
Eagle Point
cool.
last year straight up screwed me over, dude.
Why?
I couldn't breathe, man. Ask Jay.
Gotcha,
I couldn't sleep. I was laying in bed just trying to get. I'm like, trying to get a breath. Like it screwed me up, dude.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It was a great event though.
Great
event.
Yeah.
When Eagle was our first event 3 years ago, it was our first event, and we all showed up on that mountain to kick some ass, dude. That mountain had its way with us for a few days, dude. We were all huffing and puffing on the top of that hill, man. It was intense, and of course, when we were there that first year, there was still a lot of snow too. I mean, we were taking side by sides and just blowing through snow drifts to go set targets that year. It was epic. It was pretty cool. If you haven't figured it out, we'll do just about anything to set target for you. We've used Baku bikes. We're going to do some horseback this year. We've used machines. We've hand packed. We've used initial ascent backpacks. I mean, we're committed to setting targets where we want them to be and where we think that it's the best experience and the most fun. And so, we take a lot of pride in how we set the mountain. And, and vendor village is growing this year, you guys. I mean, we got like over 20 vendors at each event this year.
Wow.
It's awesome.
So that's big. We're just growing and growing.
Yeah. And the nice thing is you've got good ones. It's not like you got and nothing wrong with Aunt B's crochet, knitting stand, but
don't beat me up. Don't beat me up over the Kellicorn guy that's coming.
Dude, Kellicorn's my favorite thing on earth, dude. You just spoke straight to my soul.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, you've got, when you start talking about vendor village and folks coming out, I mean, you've got, hitters, you've got initial ascent backpacks, you got Baku bikes, you got universal outdoor. I mean, there are a ton of folks that, have stuff that you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I tell you, and what's cool, is a lot of our family, I mean, we've got obviously some partners that have been around for a long time. I mean, take, for instance, you guys, and others that we've partnered with. But, what's really cool is we've got kind of this new age of cool archery stuff and products and USA made products and, big surgeons there. And people really, like COVID brought a lot of people out of their skin, people that had ideas, things they wanted to do and create. And, and now they're putting their faith into what their heart, and what they want to design and sell and do. And, and we've got a lot of growth in that area, and they're all families that are just growing like families like us, they're all new 3, 4, 5 years, 6 year or less companies. They're not the big rock stars. They're not the total newbies, but we've got such a plethora of great partnerships and support and great vendors this year. And we couldn't be happier, man. I mean, I've been really stressed out here lately. I'll just be honest with you. Like I've been
lately.
I mean, I've been, ooh, boy, I tell you what, man, I have been hard to handle. And my crew has done a fantastic job. My family, but we're 2 weeks from leaving. 12 days. We're 12 days from that semi rolling out of here for the tour. And I kid you not, this weekend it just kind of started turning, boys. Now I'm getting excited. Now I'm starting to get fired up. Now I'm looking at everything that we did, all our off-season work, all the phone calls, all the emails, all the stress and the nights and the flying here and flying there and driving here and driving back, and all of that stuff now it's starting to all to come together, you know, and I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see the energy online. I'm starting to see it on social. You know, I'm starting to just feel the MAF stoked energy coming, man. And now I'm starting to get excited, you know, like
good.
Even a couple of my crew this morning, they were like, well, wow, you're in a great mood. I'm like, yes, I see the light and I'm ready to go. So
that's good.
We're excited to see everybody, like you said, Jason, old faces, new faces. You know, our growth, our registration is doing really well. If you're hesitating to register, you better get on it. Or you're going to be shooting in the afternoon.